Testing, testing. All right.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's just make sure now that you can hear us. What's going on? What happened? Start the cam. Oh my gosh.
Camera's green light on. Oh my goodness,
All right.
technical difficulties, folks.
So
Hello?
can we be heard now? Thank you. Testing.
Okay.
All right. Testing. All right.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yes. We're back. Sorry about that.
All right,
I
guys.
can hear y'all now. Thank you. Thank you. So I wonder how much of that
Sorry.
you guys didn't hear because we were just going.
We were going. We were going. But you know how it all went.
They don't know what we're talking about.
You know.
The whole introduction.
Yeah. King Kevyn.
Stoney Greatness.
Stoney Greatness.
GreatMines Show.
GreatMines Show. Welcome.
Thank you for being here. Round of applause. There we go. Thank you.
For the round of applause. Thank you.
So we were talking about our topics tonight. We were talking about Legendary.
Right.
We're talking about RuPaul's Drag Race all winners, and then we're talking about Bad Boys Club.
Right.
So we were jumping in and talk. We just get a quick recap of there were some houses that didn't make this the best season.
Right.
But then there's a fighting house, which is House of Machiavelli, that made it to the
house.
top. They were in the top 4.
Yeah, they made it to the top 4,
which I didn't expect. I like the house that they sent home. Well, actually, it wasn't them that sent them home. Was it? It was the one who sent Alpha Omega home.
No, Machiavelli did send Alpha Omega home.
Right.
Revlon sent. I forgot who Revlon sent home because there was one
Machiavelli.
Machiavelli.
Yeah, okay. And then Yamamoto sent home
Revlon.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's where we, pretty much left off, and everything. So you guys know how, the eliminations went, where we ended up with, and that's how we got to our top 3, honestly.
Yes.
Our top 3,
which
were.
We made predictions at the beginning of the shows of the season. We made predictions. I said in the 5th episode, House of Alpha Omega would go home. As I predicted, they went home in the exact episode I said. Now, the twist was we weren't expecting Machiavelli. I wasn't expecting Machiavelli to actually end up in the top 4. I didn't predict who would send home Alpha Omega, but it was Machiavelli. So now we got at the top Machiavelli, Revlon, Yamamoto, and Juicy Couture. My prediction was the top 3 would be Revlon, Yamamoto, and Juicy Couture. I pinned Revlon to be in first place, followed by Juicy, followed by Yamamoto. But then there was a twist where Yamamoto sent home the House of Revlon, and I was in awe, like, oh my gosh.
Right.
I was not expecting that.
And that was a point of contention because you and I had conversations outside of the show and everything in preparation for the show and everything that, I'm of the camp that I feel like that Revlon was robbed,
I don't feel that way. I feel like, all right, so at the top 3, you really can't be upset about who wins or who loses because they were all so good. Let's say that. Like, my respect for all of them, the effort and energy they put into their performances and like their categories and the challenges, like they were always to me the top 3 houses.
Well, my thing is looking at the performances in my opinion, the top 2 houses were always Juicy Couture and Revlon.
Yeah,
and Yamamoto squeaked it in. And hey, and I get it.
But they deserve to be there.
I get it. And this is why I don't really have. I feel as though Revlon was robbed, but I don't really have a problem with it at the end of the day.
I don't think it was a robbery.
Because you have to be the best on that night, and I come from a football background where you in playoffs, you got to be the best that day.
Right.
If you want the chip, you got to be the best that day. And so you can't be like, oh, well, I was the best all season, so you should give it to me. Right. I get it. I get that.
Which kind of works in certain situations that did work in a favor, like in a favor of Juicy Couture. It worked for them because if like they weren't standing a chance of losing. And I'm talking about the way the show was scored and how they picked the winner, which I don't want to talk about that yet. But there was a chance where all of their efforts in the past would have saved them if they had a bad score that day, which we know they weren't going to have a bad score. But if they did.
Right. With the gag flag, yes.
Yes.
Yes. And excuse me, I'm parched. But I can't shake that feeling, like, because I feel like, you know, and this was going into watching the finale. All right. I couldn't help but feel like Yamamoto versus Juicy was not going to be a competitive final. Okay. And
you know it's gonna be a bloodbath?
Yes. And the crazy thing is, one of the judges, you know what I mean, indicated that, Jamila.
Yes.
You know, she indicated that
even
in the finals.
She said that to the house of Yamamoto,
right,
that she didn't expect that they would come out fighting because Juicy was just cutting people at the necks the entire season. Even when they weren't Superior House, they were still cutting people at the necks.
Her words was, "I thought this was going to be a slaughter."
Yeah.
Quote unquote. But yeah, so like that's
real quick, since we're talking about Jamila, before I get too far, it's a cool way to throw this in. I was watching a review for Disney Plus new Marvel show, Ms. Marvel. And at the very end of the show, it's like a post-credit scene. And without spoiling what the show is and what the post-credit scene was, there was some pictures on the wall, kind of like a wanted board. And I could have swore I saw Titania on that board. So some kind of way, She-Hulk might be tied to Ms. Marvel.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Another kind of cute tie-in to that same episode, I'm watching, and I noticed this guy who I've worked with twice, once in the adult world and once on Mama's Boy. You guys know him as Arquez, but he is Walter Birch. And he's in a Marvel TV show. And I was like, that's really cool. So shout out to Arquez, aka Walter. Shout out to you for doing really big things. That I was really happy to see that. So keep up the good work. Now, back to Legendary.
Right. So, So now we have, in the finals, Yamamoto versus Juicy Couture. The all house performance was it a runway? It was more runway.
It was
based.
runway.
Yeah, it was more runway based. And the thing about Juicy Couture is that they were at a disadvantage. If you look at the makeup of the houses, they were at a disadvantage going into that.
Why?
Because Yamamoto had more runway specialists on their squad than Juicy Couture. Juicy Couture just had Lolita.
But I think the thing that works with Juicy is like they're perfectionists.
Right. No, and they are all talented people. Like
each of them can hold their own. Even in the category that they're not used to or don't normally walk, because of their talent and their chemistry together, they can easily pick it up with each other. It's like there was one episode where they were doing the mirroring thing. They were doing hands and they had to do mirror. And it was like they've studied this. Right. They know each other. They know the routine. They know the floor. They know they know where the lights are. Like they are just so aware of themselves on stage. It's crazy. So I think that's what set them apart, which took them all the way to the finals to be the top two houses.
Yeah, and needless to say, Yamamoto's house performance during this one here was by far their best performance of the season.
And they were great.
Yes, it was a great performance. But when I tell you that Juicy Couture came out and was like, this is our trophy, and the only way you're going to take it from us is if we let you take it from us.
And they weren't letting up.
What the whole statement was at the beginning, because it was like they did what needed to be done. Like they did what needed to be done.
Yes.
Law gave them that right there on the final performance. And if you get that on your final performance, that right there is an indication that you got all. You can rest assured that you got all 10s.
Yeah,
like all 10s from them.
So during their house performances, during Catwalk, the scores was private. They didn't reveal who had what score to the end of the show. This is the finals. So after the house performance, then they did house against house, each element of Vogue.
Right.
And some went to Juicy, some went to Yamamoto. And it was like, oh gosh. And the thing is, with each challenge, you earn your house an extra 5
points. Right.
So it was like I started to feel the same way about Juicy the way I did about Alpha Omega. I think it got to a point that we fell in love with them, and they're just so good that we were willing to excuse some of their flaws.
Right. But
Can you shut that?
But hey,
thank you.
Juicy pulled it out.
Yeah.
They won 3-2.
Yeah.
As far as the elements of Vogue,
there were two elements that were tied.
Right. 2 elements that were tied. And you know, hey, Devo won his, which we all expected, but it was very close. It was very close. Devo, I believe, went up against Brooklyn in the duck walk, and that was a
good battle.
And Brooklyn came to play.
Yes,
Brooklyn
she did.
Came to play, and Brooklyn is a superstar in the making. Like when I tell you, that girl.
We're gonna be talking about Brooklyn.
Yeah. Like all of them. I mean, of course, Juicy won hands with I forgot what her name was.
Jesus.
It escapes me.
Me too.
But
I can name everybody else.
Is it Kamaya?
I think so. I think.
Or Maya or something like that. Something like that.
Forgive us.
Put it in the comments if you know it. All right. But it is like she came out with the head performance against Lutz, which was, you know, pretty good.
Yes, but then when she ended that with the middle finger.
Right. But and you know, like I feel like she should have went for more of the jugular in that. I feel like she kind of let Lutz stay in it a little bit, but you know, it was still a great battle. Still a great battle nonetheless. They started out with mother versus father as far as catwalk goes and everything. That was an awesome battle as well. But it was great. It was great. I was really torn during the floor performance one too, because Goldie, is it Golden or Goldie?
I think it's Goldie.
Goldie or something like that. Yeah, against Lolita, like Goldie was straight up, you know, like, I'm giving you a burlesque dance on the floor for your birthday in our rooms with, you know, candles lit and roses everywhere, and I'm pouring, you know, like milk and all types of, you know, and rubbing strawberries and stuff like that. Like it was just sensual and just
it was
that
it was just the way you were just describing it, like, oh wait,
that was how wasn't it? That's how it was. That's how the performance was. And then you had Lolita over there just doing
floor performance.
Like, yes. And when I tell you, like, you know, you pull up, you know, you type in floor performance in YouTube, and what you see is what Lolita gave you, you know. And so it was like, like, what do you like? What do you like?
And so the thing about that is, like, some of the judges voted towards Lolita because it was floor performance, whereas others voted towards, what was it called? Goldie, right? Because she was just so sensual. It was just so good.
It was so soft. And, and you know, and you know, see you next Tuesday. You know.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So, like, it was great. It was great. And the thing about it is, like, that the battle of the elements of Vogue really, to me, showed that Yamamoto was a viable challenger.
Yes.
You know, and especially that opening number with the house performance.
So
it was not as much of a slaughter that I thought it was.
So my question is, what do you think they could have done because they was just right there? What could they have done to, like, push them further?
Greatness recognizes greatness, and at the end of the day, there in moments of time, there are certain buzzsaws that are just meant to happen, you know, and you know it when you see it. You just know it when you see it. And I know it when I, like, with Juicy Couture, like, it was theirs from the jump. It was theirs. They were focused.
What do you think?
They were not going to be denied.
No, and I agree with you 100%. But why do you think it is that those moments where Juicy Couture did not have the hand on the Superior House trophy, that it was never Yamamoto? Because they were always good. They sometimes neck and neck with Revlon, honestly. What do you think it is that stopped them from going that last mile, that last centimeter?
I honestly think that it was To be honest with you, I would say that it was a little bit not leaning on your strengths, because the thing with Revlon and Juicy Couture is that they lean on their strengths,
and they
when
knew
it came to the challenges.
Yes.
They knew what they did best, and they put that out in front and everything else like that. I think that Yamamoto got so caught up in the deeper undermeanings of their judgment, that they weren't, putting forward Devo a lot. And when they started to put Devo forward a lot, that's what carried them into the finals.
Yeah.
It's like, and then when Mother Yamamoto was doing the things that she was good at, wasn't trying to, that's when they were, that's when they got it and it started to click. I think that they just found it too late. You know what I mean? And then that's the thing. You gotta Juicy had it from the second episode. Like, they had it. They was like, okay, I get it. We get it. You know what I mean? Revlon, they knew. they
knew from the door. They knew when
it's
they
just
flew
that
over.
they lost it a little bit, and that's the thing. You can lose sight of it. But at certain times, there's a buzzsaw of greatness. So Juicy was a buzzsaw of greatness.
So if we played with the scenario and did what RuPaul Drag Race does, all women's all stars with Legendary, where we did a whole season of
we only got 3 right now.
I know, but just hear me out. This is a hypothetical.
Right.
Juicy versus Revlon, and every week it was just dumb to see who would end up being a superior house, right?
Right.
Give them different challenges like you normally would, but like they get to do certain things.
Uh-huh.
Who do you think that Juicy would still take it?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I again, you just know it when you see it. Like, just and it's kind of sort of, and I don't want to sound too like biblical or religious or anything else like that, but especially in a competitive arena, and especially if you've been in a competitive arena, let it be athletics, you know what I mean, ballroom or anything else like that. Any competitive arena, when there is another team or another or your opponent is just better than you, and they just got it, and there is no denying them. There is no denying it. I've been on those ends. I've been on teams where we were just the superior team. Yeah. There was nobody in our league. I've been in situations where we were less than the superior team. Way less, but you know it when you see it. And that's the thing. With Juicy Couture, I know it when I see it. They are, like I said, a buzzsaw of greatness that was not going to be denied. It was theirs. Like, it was destined. It was ordained. It was anointed. It's like an anointing that you get, that you see. Yes. All right, they the champs. Like, it is what it is. Like, you can't deny it. Like, that's how I feel. That's genuinely how I feel. Like, this was a dominating, performance. Like, just dominating performance. I don't know if there's going to be another house that's going to come on Legendary and put on a dominating performance.
You know what?
Balenciaga, at some point, Balenciaga set the bar with 4 last season. Yeah. And then they fell at the last minute.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The bar has been raised now.
Yes.
Standard is higher now. So it's going to be hard to get past the Grand March looking sloppy.
Yeah, no.
Whenever someone takes it to a certain level, that's the new standard. So with Juicy,
y'all better study, honestly, Juicy Couture.
This Kiki house came in and showed y'all how to do Legendary.
Yeah, y'all better study it. Y'all better study it.
That is how you do Legendary and win.
Master class.
And put everyone else to sleep.
Right.
Because there really was no real competition in there for Juicy. I want to talk about the judges real quick and then go on to our next topic. Yeah. So
but long story short, Juicy Couture won.
Yes.
Like at the end. Post a race.
Yes. Thank you. So Lay, Law, Jamila, and Kiki. I said Kiki last because we're familiar with the other 3. Kiki is she's a star. Let me just say she's a star. At the beginning, I was like, I don't know. I'm not too sure. Let's give her a chance to see what she brings to the table. I am happy she did what needed to be done.
Yeah.
And she got Law together. I love it. Like, she really put him in his place. Then there were the guest judges. My sister Dominique, I'm so happy to have seen her come back. Her-in-law were getting along, and she gave great critiques, and it was a pleasure seeing you, sis. Love you.
Yeah, that was a great guest judge spot. I loved your last one. Some people didn't. If she's watching, hopefully she's watching. Hi. But like, yeah, like that is yeah, no, the judges were awesome this season. I love the I forgot the Latina girl's name, but she was a ball.
Yes, oh my
She
gosh,
was
I loved
a
her.
ball.
She had so much great,
Like,
bright energy.
Oh my goodness! And that big old bright,
Yes.
Tweety Bird dress that she had on, it was looking all cute and scrumptious.
And though I
stuff
love
like
my
that.
sister so much, my favorite was on the show, Miss Kelly Rowland.
Oh yeah,
I
Kelly
love
Rowland.
Kelly Rowland. And
Bob the drag queen.
Wait!
looking great.
Wait! Don't rush past Kelly Rowland. I'm still talking. Let me bask in the
Okay.
ambiance
No,
of Kelly.
I'm okay. Kelly Rowland was my favorite too. Destiny's Child still is.
Still is my
Most
favorite.
talented one in my opinion.
Look, she's so gorgeous. If I had to trade in my gay card, it'd be for her. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program. Leslie Jones was on the show. Bob the drag queen.
Yeah, Leslie Jones, Bob the drag queen.
It was I know we're forgetting some people.
I forgot
What was
the
it?
I forgot
The
the
boy, the guy.
Wesley something.
Yes.
Wesley something. I don't know what his name is, but we'll call him Millennial Elton John.
Yes.
Yeah. He was great. He bruised his knees up, taking the fall on the thingy. You saw it because he's clear, so it was like it's all instant bruising. But yeah, that was great. Yeah, so the judges were great. I love Keke Palmer. I think that she is a excellent replacement for Megan Thee Stallion.
Because I'm mad Megan left, but I'm happy Keke came.
Right. Yeah. Law is still expendable in my opinion. He's great for TV, but still expendable in my opinion. You can always find a just as shady of a gay, who is a little bit nicer and with it. But hey, whatever. He's great for TV, and I get it.
Exactly, he's great for TV.
Ahead.
Like the moment he was ready to fight the boy from Machiavelli,
Mm-hmm.
and then gave him a good score.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right.
he's a twist.
Right.
He's a really good twist for television.
Mm-hmm. Like how he got with Yamamoto too.
Yeah,
and then kept giving him all his votes.
Yeah. So that's the only thing. I don't think like all of his scoring was accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I lean on Law's score because he's always going to be honest about it. Whether you like the way he delivers it, he's usually honest. And I feel like he was playing nice all season. First it was Alpha Omega, then it was Machiavelli, then it was Yamamoto. It was like you were playing nice. Like I'm not saying they didn't deserve good scores here and there, but some of the scores he gave him was like mercy or pity points.
Yeah, I would say that was to me. Honestly, I thought that the judges who had it right the most times was Keke and Leomi.
Yeah.
Leomi used to be a little bit tougher. I think that this season
she was tough. She gave somebody a 3.
Yeah, no, I think this season it was warranted. Like the last couple seasons, she was very, very tough and very, very technical with it. But this season, it was very warranted, and we saw the method behind her, technical, prowess and everything.
And she even broke it down as to why she gave the scores that she gave. It was something that's supposed to be technical, or you weren't given a certain energy, or y'all were sloppy, whatever it was, she held you accountable. And she said, this could have been a 10 performance, but because it is, I'm taking points off. So I like that she can do that for you versus people just like, I don't see it. Why not?
Right.
I just don't see it.
Right.
No.
Right. Yeah, no. And so, I thought Jamila was the toughest that she's ever been.
Yeah, but I liked it though.
Yeah, I did. I also liked it too, and I think that Jamila is, growing on me. I was very much like, what is she here for? But she's growing on me. She's growing on me, and Jamila was very, very a sound judge this year.
Yes, she was.
Yeah.
After like 3 seasons, she's gotten so much experience. Not just in ballroom, but on that side of ballroom with the judging and knowing what to look for and knowing when a person is doing something right or wrong. So yeah, more props to
she has studied. I mean, you could tell she has studied compared to where she was the first season. Like I think that she spent a lot of time with Leomi and getting education, which is great. Education fundamental.
Yes.
All right.
So, do we have a clear winner for All Stars, All Winners?
Oh,
Do we have a
goodness.
clear winner?
Do we have a clear winner as of right now?
So
did we do our predictions? No, we have not done our predictions.
All right.
So let's catch the folks up.
It's hard to like give a prediction now because you kind of
Yeah.
like can see who's front runners.
Yeah, who's starting? You know what I mean. But let's catch all the folks up who don't know. So, all right, RuPaul's Drag Race All Winners. Okay, the last time we saw you guys, it was after the
Snatch Game.
Well, no, that was the first episode. We did it after the second one. The last time we did it was after the second one.
Okay.
So that was, I want to say, the ball challenge. Yeah, that was the ball challenge.
Yes.
Where Jinx got blocked. So, that's where we left you guys off at. Jinx got blocked. So as of the last time we were here, Shay, Jada Estetal, Jinx, Monet Exchange, Trinity were all the only ones that had legendary legend stars.
Yes.
Okay. Jinx was blocked going into the next one. So the next one was a fairy tale court challenge where Michelle Visage was the judge.
Oh, I love that.
And
someone should have gotten a special recognition. They did mention it, but it was glossed over so quickly like it didn't exist, which was the fact that Evie Oddly was on one team, but she got the most shine because she was in on both of the skits. They were improvs.
Yeah.
And they were killing it. And the character that Evie Oddly came up with, the Big Bad Wolf, the way she portrayed the Big Bad Wolf, it was like so good. It worked. Like he managed to be the villain in both stories some kind of way. In the background in the second story that he wasn't in the team of, but still, someone should give her props for that.
Yeah. Like that was great. That was a great performance.
Yes.
Evie Oddly had a very, very strong performance.
Yes.
Jinx Monsoon. It's improv and it's Jinx Monsoon.
Yes.
Like, need I say more?
That is
like,
her lane.
Now,
I was never really a fan of Jinx until this season.
Oh.
I mean, I know a lot of people were hype about her, but now I'm like, oh,
now you're on the bandwagon.
Yes. I see why.
Yes. I love Jinx from that very first season when she turned the corner after that. And then that lip sync against Detox, where she sent Detox home. Oh my goodness.
I think I'm gonna go back and watch that
by
season again.
far. Like, and that's when she turned the corner there, and it was like full steam ahead. Jinx Monsoon is winning this crown, and that's when I knew it. Like I said, there's certain moments where it turns on, and then it's like,
that's the start. That's the one.
Yeah. Like you go back and watch that season because because Jinx was a force, especially like you could tell. But like Jinx was great. Raja was funny.
Yes.
Shea Coulee was actually funny. Like she was very, very funny. It was awesome how I got like Claire Huxtable from Mama Bear. Like, but it was funny. It was funny though.
That's real.
It was so funny. Like, and I was like, that was great.
I don't know how I feel about this whole. There's something going on between Trinity and Michelle Visage because they were dressed alike.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I think it was the thing because like she was supposed to be a witch, and then this is a joke that all witches dress like that or look like that.
Right. It was a lot. It was a lot of, but that's not the only time. Like they allude to their
Trinity was hilarious too in this.
Yeah, she was. But I feel like those two are girlfriends. Like that's my good. And like they be sitting around outside of the show, like hanging out. That's the energy that they're giving me.
I get it. And Trinity is amazing. Like she's amazing herself. Like she's like that. Like I would love to hang out with Trinity, honestly. Like she
I've met her before.
She looks like she is a hoot. Like funny.
I gotta see if I can find that photo
nice.
I took with Trinity.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. But so now so after that challenge, and Evie did great again. She was in both scenes. The Vivian was hilarious. Like she played Goldilocks, who was like a compulsive liar and had all types of different accents, and she was like just lying and was Hansel and Gretel, and like it was hilarious. So I definitely think that the Vivian showed out, and it was at the final two. The top two were the Vivian and Jinx. All right. Which was pretty awesome, and that was a good lip sync that they had. But the Vivian won. All right.
Actually, I don't think I saw that one.
Then the Vivian then blocked Monet Exchange. So going into the next,
I did see that. Yes, I did see that.
Monet Exchange could win, but she couldn't get a legendary.
That's the episode I did not see.
Right. So then the next episode, which is the one you didn't see, is the one that just came out on Friday.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch that one.
Yeah.
It's been a busy week.
Spoilers. So, Anyway.
No.
So anyway, if you haven't watched it, spoiler episode, skip ahead, skip to the next, topic and everything, which will be in the next about 10 minutes or so. So, So spoiler alert, you were warned if you didn't watch Drag Race. But
I feel like I should step out myself.
Drag Race. So what happened? I could take over the show. But what happened was.
Wait.
All right.
Wait.
Oh.
You're going
to really leaving?
You're going to ruin it. I don't want to miss it.
He's really
leaving. I don't want you to ruin it.
Oh, okay. All right. So, all right. Stoney's Drag Race Corner. So, spoiler alert, right? This is what happens on Drag Race. So, this next episode is about graduations where they give commencement speeches. So, all the ladies are given their commencement speech, and it's supposed to be inspirational but funny and everything. So, it was a awesome episode. When I tell you everybody had great speeches and everybody was hilarious, it was great. And because Monet got blocked, Monet got to choose the order. Okay, so she put the Vivian and Jinx as the last two. All right, a little bit of strategy there by Monet. But the biggest twist of this episode is that the two winners of this week will not only get one legendary star, but they're going to get two legendary stars. Okay, so they get to give one to another queen. Okay, so they get to keep one and give one to another queen. So with that looming over, they go through the challenge of doing their commencement speeches. Now, Shea Coulee starts off, or Monet Exchange starts off, I'm ghetto girl, from around the way, New York, Brooklyn, and stuff like that. Her whole stick and everything. And it was funny. It was great. Shea Coulee comes in. She does a very, very funny, I'm successful, popular person. I'm popular then. I was popular then. I'm popular now, like type of, entitled person. And it was great. It was great. Then you had Raja come and she did this whole character where she was like a mystical lady, a soothsayer, and she was hilarious. She was absolutely hilarious. You then had Yvie Oddly. Trinity was great. Yvie's was funny as well. Then you had Jada, which was awesome. Hers was funny too. But then you had Jinx. Jinx was hilarious. Okay, when I tell you Jinx was hilarious, hers was hilarious. Like her opening line was just like had me dying, like it did, because it was so poignant and everything. Go watch it. It's on Paramount Plus and everything. Who's not a sponsor? They should be. And then you had the Vivian come in. She was in character the whole time. It was absolutely bananas. Like her thing was bananas, but it wasn't good enough. It was not good enough because, in my opinion, just like in RuPaul's opinion, the top two were Jinx and Raja. They were the funniest ones. And Raja had RuPaul rolling the whole time. The whole time. You can watch the episode. It was just obvious that Raja was going to be up there. But in the lip sync, you had, so Raja won a legendary star and has one to give away. Jinx has won one and has one to give away. So Jinx is the first queen to have two legendary legend stars. All right. Now, is she going to give one and put another target on somebody else's back? All right. Or is, or it will Yvie Oddly all of a sudden jump to the front of the pack with two. So it is a great time to watch Drag Race right now. It is exciting with the whole, dynamic of going on. Oh, and I forgot to say who was blocked. I forgot to mention who was blocked, unfortunately. So, and I got to give a little backstory. So if you're watching the whole episode, okay, what happens is that at the beginning, Vivian let slip that she had somebody else in mind to block. All right. Monet wasn't her first choice to block. Ho, ho, ho. Dun, 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 dun. Right. So, right. She let it slip that the person that she was thinking about blocking wasn't eligible to be blocked. And there was only one other person that wasn't eligible to be blocked. And that was Jinx Monsoon. All right. So it was like, oh, so Jinx knows now that she's on the Viv's radar, and it seems like every chance that Viv gets, she's going to try and block Jinx if Jinx is eligible. So Jinx wins the lip sync. What does Jinx do? She blocks the Vivian. So next week, the Vivian cannot win a legendary legend star. She can win everything, but she cannot. She's been blocked from getting a legendary legend star. And that's where we're at as far as RuPaul's Drag Race. So, reviewing the star count.
And I'm back with Thor.
And he got Thor. All right, so reviewing the star count. Okay, we have Jinx Monsoon as the leader of the pack with 2. All right.
Wow, yeah.
And then tied with 1, we have. Gotta get the list. Tied with 1, we have Trinity the Tuck, Raja, Monet Exchange, the Vivian, Shea Coulee, Jada Essence Hall. All right, are all tied with 1.
Jesus.
Okay, then we got Yvie Oddly, who is sitting in dead last with 0. Now keep in mind that the top 4 queens, okay, will lip sync for the crown in the lip sync SmackDown Lollapalooza. Okay,
I just wanted to say that.
So that's what we're looking forward to. And right now,
Yvie,
Jinx is in the driver's seat.
Yvie, come on, you got this, girl.
I know
you got this.
Ugh.
So, are we going to move on to our next topic real quick?
Yes. So, let's move on to
the bad boys.
Bad boy.
You know, man. He's a bad boy. Hey,
you a bad boy. All right, so
that would make you think that we actually, that we were like really big fans of the show.
We're not. It's just
we're not. We're not. No.
And all the extra stuff.
You know, sometimes reality is better when it's reality, when you really get into what's going on. So I don't know all the details, so I'm not going to talk immature or prematurely.
Allegedly,
there is a break amongst the cast, and the people who broke from the cast allegedly are teaming together to create a Bad Boys Atlanta, and the people I'm talking about are Milan Christopher and Moolah. Now, I think it's an interesting pairing, but then there was a whole little story about the fact that Zeus told him, well, you can't create another reality show. One, you have a contract which tells you that you can't do it within a certain period of time. And then within like NDAs is also a part that's a non-compete. So you're not allowed to compete with our show. And then we've trademarked the name Bad Boys. So you can't use that. So basically, they're saying there's no way possible for Milan and for Moolah to come up with a Bad Boys Atlanta. It just can't be done, according to Zeus. But then Milan goes on to his Instagram and he tells everyone how he can, and he trademarked the name himself. He owns the trademark for Bad Boys Atlanta, and that they can still do what they want to do. And then Moolah and Milan have been doing all these Instagram lives, interacted with different women and guys, I guess, to build up the name for their project. Meanwhile, Zeus is casting for Bad Boys Houston. So there's a lot going on, and that's what's going on behind the scenes. Now, on the screen, we are finally at this Hit Records music video shoot. After all of the dancing on tables and almost breaking stuff, all of the fights, now they feel like they're a big family. There's a brotherhood, and they're ready to make this hit record, or the video for the hit record, which is obviously called Bad Boys. Yeah, you want to jump in?
So they're making a video. They've already had auditions and everything. They went out and scouted locations, which was funny, I guess.
Because they actually didn't use any of those places they went to.
No, they didn't. And so like, and I guess that was just to create, footage and everything. But, so the thing with the auditions is that they auditioned a very diverse group of people, and kudos to Zeus for bringing in such a diverse group of people, to audition for this video. They had, can I say Twink on YouTube?
Twink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could say twink.
They had the little twink boys. The
I'm
little,
about to learn.
you know,
if we can, I can't.
Little, little slender, little, petite, little sugary, little sugary boys.
I mean, how much you got to say to make your point?
I just want to make sure that it's clear to the viewers
who
don't watch the show. All right, and then they also had, the real hood and real, buff, like us looking, real masculine type, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you had, of course, all the booties and boobies and everywhere.
Yeah.
Everything was everywhere.
It was a great mixture.
But you also had some, transgender folks in there, actually.
That's a whole topic. We should get back to some of our topics. Have a whole conversation about that.
Well, it was a part of the show, so it was
let's talk about it.
Yeah,
in 15 minutes.
One point,
let's do it.
Where they were reviewing the people and everything, and it became no. And the crazy thing is, when Moolah saw this chick, okay, he was like, "Oh, she got to be in the video right there." And then
it was revealed.
It was revealed that, or disclosed, if you will, that this was a transgendered, female. And all of the sudden,
she can't.
Moolah was like, "Well, no, she can't be in the video then." And the crazy thing is, Moolah ended the whole series, right? And one of the last things that you hear from him is that he talks about how much he grew, and talks about misunderstandings and growing, you know what I mean, and everything. And I don't think that there was much growth from Moolah at all. I get it that you are not, we get it. We get it. You are straight. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the constant drum beating,
right,
to reinforce the fact that you are straight makes me question and makes me wonder exactly how straight are you? You know what I mean? Oh, I'm straight. Well, how straight are you? Like, because if you gotta scream it from the mountaintops every day, you know what I mean? Like, it sounds like you're trying to reassure yourself.
Especially after being in a house with all these guys, and you guys are such a family now. How many of these guys have actually made a pass at you and made you feel uncomfortable where you didn't express it, and they didn't he's gonna lick you in your face.
It's okay.
He was licking his balls earlier. I don't know if you want that.
Oh no, not the doggy balls.
But yeah, so it's like, I don't know how, almost like he's putting on to some extent. I don't know why. I can't define or make sense of why straight guys do that, especially when you've been around these guys.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna say all this time because it was only a week, but still, it's weird to me.
Yeah,
that he's still acting like this after all this time.
There's no reason for you to thump. You know what I mean? There's no reason for you to thump your drum and bang your chest and make, and wave a straight flag. You know what I mean? Like, there's no need. You know what I mean? All you gotta do is, if somebody does, you just say no.
I'm good.
And that's it.
And keep it moving.
Yeah.
Right. You don't have to do all the extra.
Yeah.
By the way, happy Pride Month, because we said it on Instagram, but I wanted to say it to you guys here on YouTube and on Facebook. The month of June is Pride Month, and World Pride Month, actually. Right. So since Moolah feels like he has to thump his straight pride, let's make it a point to celebrate those who are the marginalized. This is Gay Pride Month, but I mean, I'd like to recognize and appreciate everyone who's been marginalized on any facet, women's rights, gay rights, rights for immigrants. Like, I'm going into a whole bunch of extra political stuff, but the point is, if you've been oppressed by anything, you can stand up proud and be who you are. Right. And that's what Pride Month means to me. And back to the regular schedule program once again, because I went off on my tangent.
It's okay. So my thing is, and now that the show is over, I like to take a look at the show. Membership. To be like, well, no, Bobby Light's got a show coming up.
That's fine.
Oh, okay. So so I like to think, because this show is meant to raise people's platforms and and put people on platforms and expose people to audiences that they may not have, because I had no clue who this Anthony guy was. He might be all over Bad Boys Houston because that's his neck of the woods. Right. Same thing with Jonathan. Jonathan might be on there. That might have been a deal that Zeus did because they invited him on the show. Yeah. And then he, basically fought his way out of the show. It was like, okay, well, we'll give you a show. That might be the thing. Who knows? But I like to, especially with these kind of reality shows, it's always a thing to see who came out on the better side of it,
right?
Who came out good, because at the end of the day, this is a platform for these personalities to expand their empire, make more money, get endorsements, you know what I mean, get deals and stuff like that. And I can't think of anybody on this show who came out better than Gutter. Gutter has such a positive outlook on, or I would say a positive feel, or as far as the opinions of the masses.
Yeah, that's true.
In regards to this show, there isn't a lot of people, I mean, granted, people people know that Gutter called Jonathan when Rio was
right,
in the thing, and it's like, oh, little pot stir, but it's like you can't help but like Gutter at the end of the day. I think that everyone else has garnered way more negative,
I mean,
than they have.
Curtis has a space for Curtis to say, okay, he could really benefit from being on the show,
right,
without tarnishing a brand, or getting into too much.
And Curtis is in a position to expand, his outreach, in part because he wasn't perceived as the caveman straight guy who just needed to bang on his drum about how straight he is.
Although he supported it
in the background.
He supported that,
right? And
I feel like that wasn't even him. I feel like that was just something that he felt like he needed to do. But yeah, Curtis, you're your own man, and I can see like you're not as uncomfortable as Moolah is. Even if you I think you get it. You ain't gay. You're fine. You don't have to make a loud statement about it. I love everybody. Just have a good time, make money.
Shout out to Curtis, who's Facebook friend and everything, and that's cool. That he accepted my Facebook friendship, accepted PJ's Facebook friendship too. So,
I'm about to send him a Facebook friend.
Yeah, request. Why not? Shout out to Curtis.
I can't follow no more
for
people.
Being all inclusive and stuff like that. As far as opening up, I guess the people, especially if he runs that Facebook.
True, that's true.
But overall, I thought that it was a very, very entertaining show. I'll be honest with you. I much prefer to see, crazy men act stupid and throw drinks at each other and get in fights and stuff like that than I prefer to see ladies do it. And that's just me.
Yeah, that's just him. I mean,
Jocelyn Cabaret's trash for me. But
I would rather not see anybody doing that.
Right.
But honestly, women can be very vicious when they're in the heat of the moment, but men are brutal. Like, they want blood, and they had weapons and stuff, and just don't know when to stop. And yeah, so that wasn't a good idea. I don't think Bad Boys is a good idea.
I thought it was hilarious and great.
I mean, I found moments where it entertained, but I really don't think that this should
be a show. I do think that they can't do an all straight cast, though. I don't think that it would be.
The idea of the show is to fight. You got men in a house living together to fight. No, it's not a good idea. Take it back to the drawing board, rework it, come out with something else. It doesn't have to be Bad Boys. I don't know. Let them work on projects, but it shouldn't be about fighting. That's my point. I'm of a different generation, though. So maybe that's me.
I thought it was entertaining. Hey, Zeus, good job. Oh, goodness. If you want a guest spot, give us a call. We'll do a guest spot. We won't do a permanent slot on the show, but we'll do a guest spot.
Yes. So real quick, since we're talking about spots, let's talk again real quick about CMP, Columbus Melanin Pride.
Yes.
With Kingfinity. They are awesome people in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, who are doing some great things in the community at large. They're not just focused on what's going on in Columbus, which that's their base, but they care for us, our people, and they want to make sure that we have something to help celebrate Pride. So we were shouting them out September 22nd through the 25th.
Yes.
We will be in Columbus, Ohio, celebrating. There's going to be a nude paint sip, nude hues, a paint sip with two of my buddies, my bros, Kendall and Justice.
Along with
King Venom.
Yes.
And then you going to swipe to the next one for me?
You,
Oh, this okay. That one is on September 22nd. And it's from 7 to 9. And we're gonna do a VIP erotic paint night. We're gonna do a paint sip. I will be facilitating, and I will have two wonderful models. What do you go? You can read it.
And then like right after that, so the erotic paint and sip is a VIP. So make sure you get your VIP passes, which are on sale right now. Kingsfinity, go to Kingsfinity right now. All right, get those passes. All right, but then after that, there is a big old welcome party that starts at 9. All right, which is the welcome kickback. So 9 and 12, and everything. So yeah, and it looks like attire is shades of melanin, brown and olive. All right. So yeah, that's the first day.
Then the next day, do you have the date on that for me to read? That's on the 23rd from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. It's gonna be Venom and Friends. So I will have a couple of my really good co-stars coming in with me on this. So it's gonna be me, the Naked Chef, Understand Trap, and Kyle Levine.
Yes.
So
and
that's going to be a sexy
very
night.
very lovely poster. Go to Kingsfinity to take a look at that. It is awesome. Great poster. Wow.
You're gonna read that one.
So, all right. So then on where's the date at for this one? Oh, September 24th, all right, at 1 p.m. All right, it's going to be The Awakening, all right, and it's going to be it's going to be bars there. It's going to be an experience about high fashion and performance, and also going to celebrate Pride. It's called Blackout: The Awakening. More to come on that event as far as location and everything. So make sure that you go to kingsfinity.com, Kingsfinity on Facebook, Columbus Melanin Pride for more information. All right, on the blackout, but that will be happening on September 24th. And then on September 25th, all right, the last day, the big event, all right, is Blow 2. All right. So the last year we were a part of Blow. We were the headline on the Blow party. All right. But this year, all right, we are invited back. And King Venom is a part of the festivities at the Blow 2. All right, but this time it is all about Kai. It's all about Kai Levine, and it's his Libra Splash party. All right. And it is all about just being in a good environment, good free environment, just enjoying each other, having a cookout, swimming at night. It's going to be a lovely, lovely place. It's at Club Columbus in Columbus, Ohio. Very, very lovely place. Great heated pool.
It's an outdoor pool and cookout back there.
It's going to be a nice night. And it's going to be Kai Levine, of course, is there headlining the event. We also got King Venom, all right, the man that you all come to see, all right, and then we got Zaddy Corvinus. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And that is the 25th, all right, and that is going to be from 12 to 4 a.m. at Club Columbus, all right, swimwear, all right, and this isn't a men establishment, so unfortunately, ladies, it's for the boys.
Oh, we need to figure something out for the girls.
I know. But yeah, that is the host hotel. All right, is the Aloft Columbus in the University District. Group code C as in Charlie, M as in Mary, P as in Peter. CMP, Columbus Melanin Pride. All right, kingsfinity.org. All right, /Pride22. All right, make.
Sorry.
But yeah, Kingsfinity. Where was it at? Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, I messed it up.
Yeah, you did.
.org /
Yeah, Pride 22. All right, kingsfinity.org, Pride Pride22. Buy your tickets, buy your passes now, because I tell you what, things are going fast. This like the events are filling up. Like we are getting a lot
I'm
of
actually
positive
very
impact.
excited based off all the feedback that we're getting as well.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go, because we have not even a whole minute, we're past 6 already, but make sure you guys also go to KevynM.com, purchase your copy of A Life of Lust, Memoirs of the Porn Star.
Yes.
We are approaching, literally in like 9 days, we will be approaching my year
since we released that book.
Yeah, so I'm extremely excited to have made it a year. You guys, please help me continue with this journey as I continue to grow. There will be I'm gonna have to do a newsletter soon, or do some other dates on my website, because we're getting a couple of dates in. I'll be doing a little bit of traveling. I'm going to Baltimore in a few weeks. I'll be back in Atlanta in July doing another nude book event. And there's a lot of other things going on. So make sure you guys are checking out the website. Leave us all types of feedback and comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if there's nothing else.
And if you want to see Venom near you, if you want to bring King Venom to you, contact me. I am the guy that you want to talk to. Stoney, STONEY, at KevynM.com. Email me so that we can get him to you.
Thank you. So if all hearts and minds are clear, take us out.
Thank y'all for coming. God bless you. Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.